My WWE Night of Champions 2008 review. The opening matchup was John Morrison and The Miz versus Finley and Hornswoggle. This was a actually decent match. Wasn't as bad as what I was expecting. Pretty much, you're expecting this to be pretty much a comedy match, more on the entertainment aspect, and it did do that, and it actually made it an enjoyable match. During this match, you saw good tag team wrestling from John Morrison and The Miz. Finley got in some good stuff against them, and during one point in the match, they had Miz and Hornswoggle exchanging moves. Actually, let Hornswoggle do some actual wrestling moves. Pretty much, this was a comedy match. The end of the match comes when John Morrison gets put in the Celtic Cross by Finley. Hornswoggle goes up to the top, tries to hit the tadpole splash. John Morrison rolls out the way and then gets up and throws Hornswoggle off the top rope into the ring and then pins him. So still your WWE World Tag Team Champions are John Morrison and The Miz. Up next was Chavo versus Matt Hardy for the U.S. title. And this was actually a decent match, a whole lot better than what I was expecting. I didn't know how these two could work. But you saw some good back and forth action from both of these. Just like I said, a whole lot better than what I was expecting. Matt Hardy, in my opinion, at least made this match enjoyable. He really pretty much carried Chavo during this match, in my opinion, because I'm not a huge Chavo fan. I think he's very lackluster in the ring, and hopefully, they start trying to give Matt Hardy a pretty decent push here. In this match, he did hold on. He's still the U.S. champion. The match ends, and Chavo was going for the Three Amigos, and Matt Hardy kind of held on for a pinfall, and that's the way the match ended. Kind of a pinfall out of nowhere, but it has been done before with Chavo, and I think Eddie Guerrero did it back in the day a lot too. And next matchup was in that match about 2.5 stars. The next matchup was Big Show versus Mark Henry versus Kane for the ECW title. This match, just like everyone is expecting, completely terrible match, nothing good at all. Probably one of the worst three-way matches I've ever seen. None of these wrestlers gelled well at all, and it's just, a typical, big man or giant match, and nothing really enjoyable. The match ends when Kane and Big Show were up on the top. Kane hits a superplex on Big Show, then Mark Henry hits a splash, and Mark Henry becomes the ECW champion. So not an enjoyable match at all. Mark Henry won the title like anyone actually cares. About, 1.5 stars and 1.5 stars at best. Then the next matchup was the tag team title match for the Raw tag team titles between Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly versus Ted DiBiase Jr. and a mystery partner. And at the beginning, you saw before the match even started, you saw Ted DiBiase Jr. get on the mic, say, "My partner's not here yet. Can we hold this off for a little bit?" And the referee said we couldn't do that, so the match just starts. Cody Rhodes turns on Hardcore Holly like everyone saw that coming, and then hits him with a DDT. Then you see Ted DiBiase Jr. get a little offense on him, and then obviously, eventually them two, in a very, very short match, become the new tag team champions. So Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. are the tag team champions. Hopefully they do something good here, because definitely they're two good talents, but the only thing bad about it is, you don't got any tag teams they really can go against. You got Crime Time, and that's about it on Raw. And maybe you got a few other ones that are thrown together. And I don't think anyone wants to see a Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes versus Hardcore Holly and some other veteran that he would team up with. And at best, it was not really a match. It was just to get the titles on, to get the tag titles on Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes, and have the Hardcore Holly and Cody Rhodes team finally break up. At best, if I had to rate it, just a star, but the match served its purpose for putting Ted DiBiase Jr. over and ending the Hardcore Holly and Cody Rhodes team. Then the next matchup was Chris Jericho versus a mystery opponent, and it ended up being Kofi Kingston. This was an enjoyable match. Good back and forth action. These two worked very well with each other. The only thing, about this match, I don't know if Kofi Kingston's really ready to be in this position as, pretty much an upper mid-carder, because even though they don't do that much with the IC title. Still being an IC champion still means a little something. Not as much, but still a little something. And he actually upset Jericho in this match. You saw at the end of this, you saw Lance Cade get super kicked by Shawn Michaels. And Jericho basically hit Shawn with the spear. Shawn was knocked down. Jericho turned around and got hit with the, I think it's called, the spin kick that Kofi Kingston does, the Trouble in Paradise. And about a 2.5-star match. They really worked well with each other, and I would like to possibly see more matches from them. Just like I said, I don't know, this possibly could be too quick of a push for Kofi Kingston. I didn't see, this quick him becoming the IC champion, but hopefully, with him being the IC champion, and possibly they try to get a little more emphasis in it and try to make the IC title mean something again, which it hasn't for a long time. Then the next matchup was for the Women's Championship with Mickie James versus Katie Lee. And this was a very good women's match. Both these two worked very well with each other. Good back and forth action. During this match, you saw Katie Lee have some good in-ring psychology, working over Mickie James' arm during this match, putting her in the Fujiwara armbar. You see a lot of wear-down maneuvers on Mickie James' arm from Katie Lee, and you saw, Mickie James doing some of her maneuvers. Just a very good women's match. Really enjoyed it. Definitely shows that WWE's trying to improve its women's division with these type of matches, and I'm glad they're doing it, and glad they're actually having their women go out there and be competitive in the ring, other than, just the, the bra and panties, pillow fights, and shit like that, because that worked in the Attitude Era, but now kind of need to have it focusing more on the wrestling aspect as far as women's wrestling. If you want to do that stuff on ECW or do that on SmackDown. But now they got a Divas Championship coming soon on SmackDown if it's not already on there yet. Then about that match, I would give about 2 3/4 stars. Mickie James wins and retains the Women's Championship with the implant DDT to Katie Lee. Very good match. Then the next matchup was Edge versus Batista for the World Heavyweight title. This was a good match. The only thing bad about it was, typical, pretty much all Batista's matches start off very slow. Then it starts picking up in the end. Him and Edge start doing good stuff about halfway through the match up until the end. Then during this match, you see Edge knock out the SmackDown referee. This leads to Vicky Guerrero and Hawkins and Ryder coming out there, and Vicky Guerrero saying that now the special guest referee is Chavo Guerrero, coming out here basically to help Edge in a screwjob fashion. And during this, you see Batista, before he gets out there, you see Vicky Guerrero get thrown into the ring by Batista, and he picks her up and throws her onto all of La Familia. And then see Edge hit Batista with the world title belt, and then Chavo Guerrero rolls back into the ring and counts the 1, 2, 3 for Edge. So Edge is still the World Heavyweight Champion, and that definitely glad they kept him champion. In about a 3-star match, not as good as what it probably should have been, but a lot of Batista and Edge matches have been a little iffy, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. This one was, just a typical match between them, nothing great, but nothing bad either. Then the next matchup was for the WWE title between John Cena versus Triple H in the main event in a WrestleMania 22 rematch. And this match was good, not as good as WrestleMania 22, but I don't think that many people were expecting that, because that match was very good. But you saw some good stuff in here, good counters. During this match, you saw at the end of it, you saw John Cena put Triple H in the STFU. Triple H reversed it into a crawl space. Then Cena reversed that and picked him up, tried to hit him with the FU, and then the match comes when Triple H hit a pedigree. Earlier in the match, both of them kicked out of their finishing maneuvers. You saw Triple H kick out of a FU, and John Cena kicked out of the pedigree. This was a very good match. Good match to main event the show. Felt it possibly could have went on a little bit longer. Definitely, not huge fan of the outcome, because Triple H is the World Heavyweight Champion. And this just leaves, unanswered questions. Before this pay-per-view, everyone, thought it was pretty sure that, after this we're going to finally find out, who was going to be the World Champion on Raw and who was going to be it on SmackDown, where the titles were going to go. But still, you got that
unanswered question, but WWE's probably doing this, to possibly, hype up, Raw for tonight, then, the Great American Bash pay-per-view. Don't know where this could lead to. This could lead possibly to a Edge versus Triple H unification match, not just, unification of, just having one title in WWE, but that's probably what you could do with SmackDown. Then with Raw, you could have some tournament, which would lead to a Batista versus John Cena match at Great American Bash. But I guess we'll just have to wait to see what they do on tonight's Raw. I don't think we're going to see Triple H go back on Raw, or possibly sometime this week, which they did tease earlier on this pay-per-view, which I thought after Triple H won we possibly could have saw it, was CM Punk cashing in the Money in the Bank. I thought that was an option they could have went, but don't know. It possibly could be a little too early to do it.